This is Allie.
And this is Hallie.
And this is Read It Next.
Oh, wait, did you start recording?
I did.
Oh, I did too. Okay.
That's gonna be fun to listen to.
Should we keep the bloopers in?
The bloopers honestly will just be so funny.
Yeah, so we're gonna keep the bloopers, guys.
Oops.
Hi, Internet.
Hello, everybody who might or might not be listening to us.
Yeah, this is Read It Next with Allie and Hallie. Love it. We'll work on it.
Love that intro.
But this is our intro episode.
So what we're really gonna just do with you guys is talk to you about who we are, why we're doing this, and, just why we love books.
I told Allie earlier, it hasn't even been a full week since this idea, came to fruition. And we just decided to dive right in.
Yeah, this is kind of like our little baby creation here, so.
Our little passion project, if you will. Our quarantine passion project. For the record, I hope everyone is still quarantining.
Please continue quarantining. From a daughter of an immunologist, I would highly recommend staying inside.
Okay, so now that that's out of the way,
okay.
Should we introduce ourselves, for real this time? Do you want to go first? We can do it in, alphabetical order.
That's just rude. You have one H in front of your name, and suddenly I have to go first. Well, my name's Allie. I was an English major, and so, as English majors tend to do, I like to read, and I'm also jobless. So...
Well, I'm Hallie. I was a communications major, also jobless. Thank you, Corona.
Now we love to see it.
I also love reading. I really thought Allie hated me when we first met, and then I found out she also liked reading. And then we, became super close through our love of books.
Yeah, and let me just say, I did not hate her. I have RBF to the max. And I'm also a quiet person. So you put those together and everyone thinks I hate them. I don't hate you.
But you know what it was also? You were also you were closer to the person who introduced us.
At the time.
And then...
Let that be said.
I was just I don't know, I felt like a third wheel. And then here we are, 4 years later.
Well, I think what really bonded us was our read nights.
Oh my god, yes.
Almost every night, it happened a lot. I would go over to her dorm and we'd put on some mood lighting and some mood music, and we would just sit there and read. We wouldn't talk to each other. We would just sit and read together. And then
my roommates would come in and they're like, "What are you guys doing?" And we're like, "We're reading." And they looked at us like we were crazy.
They were like, "Oh, well, you guys have fun with that."
I've tried explaining, our reading nights to people, and apparently it's not a normal thing to do as a 20-something-year-old.
It might not be, but if you find a best friend who likes to read, it's a great bonding experience.
Yeah, you keep them. Find a friend who loves to read as much as you do, you keep them forever.
Yeah.
And that's how we met.
That is really how we became friends, was through books, because that's really all I care about. That's honestly how I've made 3 out of my 5 best friends. So
Allie got me into Colleen Hoover, which I'm not even sure if is a highlight or a low light in my life yet. Because wow, just wrecked my soul.
It depends if you want to be depressed.
Yeah. My mom asked about that too. She's like, "Are you guys okay? Because you read a lot of depressing books." And we're like, life.
Look, my first book that I have ever read in my life was Bridge to Terabithia. So that was how my future reading life was going to go. I was always destined to read books that were going to make me cry.
Yeah. And sometimes you just need a good cry.
I always need a good cry. But I'm also someone who, you'll show me a comedy or something funny and I will find the sad part in it and I will start sobbing. That's who I am. So I don't think there's a book that I haven't really cried
I think
at.
The books that you just start bawling are the best because you know that you really did connect to them and the author did what they wanted to do.
you're a success of an author if you can make me just bawl. Not
but
cry,
bawl.
but bawl. Like, really full on grab a pillow and scream into it kind
There's
of
a book
sob.
on our list that has made me bawl like that, and I can't wait until we do that episode. We are both going to have to reread it, though, because I know we haven't read it in such a long time.
If we're thinking of the same book, I'm already getting heart palpitations thinking about it.
Oh my goodness.
So, I'm already scared to reread that one.
Yeah,
But I'm ready.
We're really
I'll do it for you guys.
Out there, because we feel a lot of things when we read books.
One might say too many, but
debatable.
You know,
we'll just keep it moving.
Yeah,
it's fine.
So I think that's a good place to say what we're going to probably read here, which is I think we'll focus a lot on obviously romance, because who doesn't love a little romance in their life? But I think a lot of subgenres of romance would be like the fantasy romance, paranormal, definitely contemporary. We're probably more focused on new adult kind of books, so more not safe for work. But that doesn't mean that that's going to be every single book. There's definitely a few young adult books that we want to reread again and talk to you about.
Honestly, I feel like we read a little bit of everything, but like our core, like that's our really core genre
100%.
of books that we read. It's like a lot of fantasy romance, paranormal books. Not to say that there's like anything wrong with other genres, but those are really just the ones that stick with us the most. I'm always
drawn to those the most, but that's not to say that if you really want to hear us talk about maybe a book from a different genre or something, that we won't look into it. Yeah, I will read any genre.
Right now we're in like a
we're
Greek
actually
mythology
reading a
kind of
series right now about that. Hopefully we'll be able to cover it soon.
Yes, I'm almost finished, so we should be able to do that.
Can't wait. I hope you guys are excited because it's kind of a new series, and I think it deserves a lot more attention than it's currently getting.
Oh my goodness. Can I just say that we're really glad this isn't YouTube, because we can't do cameras. If you guys could
see us, like, we're FaceTiming right now. If you could see us just kind of struggle through this, and you would not want to see it.
It's kind of scary. Like, props to YouTubers who are uploading multiple times a week. Don't know how you're doing it. Keep on hustling. I have a lot of respect for you.
You guys always look so great doing what you do, and I give you a lot of props.
Yeah. So, do you want to go over show format? How we're gonna do this thing?
Yeah.
We're planning on doing 2 episodes a week, which, now that I'm thinking about it, that's ambitious for like a starting podcast, but we've always kind of been a little bit of overachievers in our own right. So we're going to do 2 episodes a week. Our main episode will be the book that we're focusing on for that week. It'll kind of be like our main episode where we give you guys like the official synopsis, some background on the author, character backgrounds, plot line, all that good stuff. And then our second episode of the week will be our B-side episode. And I think that's the episodes, like those are going to be like our most exciting episodes, because that's where we really get into all of the tea and spoilers in the book.
Yeah, you'll definitely want to read the book first before you listen to our B-side episodes, because they will be heavily spoiled. But that's what we'll be talking about, our predictions about the book, if there's any upcoming books, our own theories, our favorite moments of the books, just all the good scenes.
Quotes, all that good stuff. I feel like this seems like the best way to do a book review without outright spoiling the book. But if you're the type of person who likes spoilers, if you haven't read the book yet, listen to the B-sides. I like spoilers.
I don't like spoilers, so that's where we differ.
I'm one of those people who likes to read the end of the book first to know what I'm getting myself into. Right? It's just who I am as a person.
I can't ever introduce her to a book being like, well, this is going to surprise you, because she's already read the end. So.
But you know what? It's not like a deep read at the end. It's just like a skim. I don't want to sit through a book and then get to the end and be disappointed. I'd rather just I'd rather just know.
Honestly, it's fair enough. There's definitely enough times where I've thought I need to know how this ends right now to either know if I should continue or to stop. So I get where you're coming from, but I also like a good surprise, a little plot twist.
I feel like good plot twists are like in the middle though, you know?
I think it depends on...
Depends on
the book. Depends on if there's more books in the series.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously if you're going to do a plot twist in the last 20 pages and that's the last book of the series or the book or whatever, I'm going to be a little mad. On that.
Yeah, and like, you really just strung me along. What was this? We're also kind of picky when it comes to books.
Oh, I should warn you right now, I am very picky when it comes to my books. I will look at all the ratings, and I'm not a big review person in general before I read a book because I like to make my own opinions, and I've found that if I read reviews then I'll kind of take other people's opinions, so I tend to avoid them myself, but I will always look at ratings and everything.
Yeah. We troll Goodreads on a daily basis.
On a daily basis.
Like, there's really not a day that goes by where I haven't been on Goodreads looking for a new book.
Yeah, and that's why I love the ratings on Goodreads, because you can really know what you're getting into. So 100%. I can guarantee you that unless specifically said otherwise, if you see a book on this podcast, it usually is really good.
Yeah, and it will be linked. It will be linked on our Goodreads page that we have set up. So all the books that we're going to discuss, they're going to be on our Goodreads if you guys want to go check them out or anything. Like, basically, we're not going to give you a bad book.
No. And if we are, we will say why it's bad.
Yeah. If we ever have a book that was not 4 or 5 stars, we're definitely going to get into why it was lower than that.
Yeah. A book that you may want to read for your own curiosity, but otherwise if you're looking for specifically good books only that you might want to avoid. But again, I really want you guys to form your own opinions on things. So we'll try to give you the bare facts of it, of maybe why we didn't like it or why you might like it, just so you can form your own opinion.
And then there are also books that like we have disagreed on. Where,
there's been several.
One of us is liked and the other one hasn't. And we'll get into that too, because while our brains are heavily connected, we do disagree.
We'll disagree even on certain aspects in a book.
Of a book, yeah, 100%. So, like, there are times where she's like, oh my god, I love this part. And Allie is like, no.
Yeah. So, it really does differ on the person. Hopefully we'll give you enough range between us that you'll get objectively
like a well-rounded
review.
Yeah.
I would highly recommend following our Instagram and Twitter for any updates on new episodes and what we would be reviewing, and also we want to interact with you, so if you have any recommendations or anything, you can obviously hit us up over there and we'll look into them.
Yeah, everything will be linked in the show description. The ads for both the Instagram and the Twitter, I think, are the same. It should be at Read It Next Podcast. Guys, we're like really bad at social media to the point where we don't use our own personal accounts, but we will be using this account. Yeah,
I personally barely even tweet on my own Twitter, or I don't even really have an Instagram myself, but I will be updating this for you guys, so...
I'm really only on the internet for the memes these days, and the TikToks.
Yep.
If I'm being completely
honest. Love a good meme. Which will also, hopefully, once we start to get really into it, we can share good book memes with you. We would love to share your fan art, so if you have fan art on certain books, especially books that we've covered, we'd love to see it.
This was just such a natural progression for us. Like the amount of time we spent talking about books, especially in quarantine, the fact that we haven't started this earlier kind of disappoints.
Yeah, honestly, we could have been doing this for years, and it is slightly disappointing that we're just doing it now, but I hope we can do this quickly enough that we can have quite a few episodes now.
Shout out to my mom for this idea.
Shout out to Hallie's mom. Not only for the idea, but she also helped us get ourselves going by getting us pretty much professional microphones.
Yeah, like Wow, that's so nice of you,
Like,
Mom.
if you have
Thank
a
you so
mom
much.
like that, like, you're going places. So let's just do a big thanks to
The
Hallie's
only
mom.
thing she asks for in return is merch, and even though we do not have a single episode uploaded right now, I will work on merch for you, Mom. I promise. No, it's just two people telling you what to read next. Read it next. Little Ariana Grande reference there.
Love that girl.
Please don't sue us. I don't get the same satisfaction from watching a show as I do from like reading a series of books.
You don't really get the emotional attachment to the same as like when you read a book.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
You really get, and I think it's just like you get to create the story in your own head as well as reading it. So it's just like a personal attachment that, although don't get me wrong, I love TV, but you're just like it's a different feeling.
And there are also like some books that it's just like I would love to see this on screen, but I know that if I see this on screen, they're probably gonna fuck it up, and it would just make me mad.
Adaptations in either TV shows or movies needs to have like the author right there sitting next to them telling them exactly how it should be.
Basically like holding the producer's hand every step of the way. That's really the only way to get it done.
And monitoring the script to make sure it follows as well.
I think we're going to get into that a little bit in our next episode, the Twilight episode. I think we have some notes on the adaptation versus the books.
I think we do as well.
For that episode. So that should be interesting. That's our next episode, our Twilight episode. It's not going to be like the same sort of format as our regular episodes, but who hasn't read Twilight?
Yeah, I don't really think we need a B-side for Twilight, as it is so heavily watched and consumed in media that I think you guys won't care if we spoil it a little bit.
Especially with Midnight Sun coming out, it's brought up a lot of emotions.
Brought up a lot of emotions, brought up a lot of things that we are just really finding out about and revealing from not only the books but the author.
Yeah.
I personally did read Midnight Sun, so we'll get to cover that a little bit.
Yes, Allie read it, so I did not have to, basically.
And yeah, so I have a lot of opinions on that that I cannot wait to share with you guys, because that book was something. And also nothing at all.
Also nothing.
It was, yeah. So we'll get more into that later.
So that was our first episode. That was like our intro, us babbling a little bit. I think this was good.
I think it was good. I hope you guys thought it was good, or at least you feel like you know us a little bit now.
Know our banter.
So if you guys have any questions for us specifically about who we are, you can always, again, hit us up on our social media. Maybe one day we can do a Q&A kind of episode, just so you guys can ask what you want about us, because obviously we're not that great on talking about us.
Yeah, we really suck with
not the best. And
just who we are as people.
I would love to hear your feedback, obviously, on who we are and what you want to hear from us.
Yeah, that would be really great, guys. Like, honestly, we really want this to be a community. You know, not just like us telling you what to read. Like, we want to hear from you guys and find new books from other people, like branch out.
Yeah, hopefully if we get a big enough following, we can start doing our own book club that will be able to update in our episodes. You guys can follow along and read with us. I think that would be really fun for all of us to do.
That would be so fun. I've never actually been in a book club before, so like, can we make this a thing? I would love to do
actually
book club.
tried to start a book club in 2nd grade.
Wait, no, me too. 2nd grade.
Yep, I only had one friend, shout out Seda. She was with me, and she would read the books that I would make her read.
Wait, what was the book?
Oh, I don't even know. I mean, I'm pretty sure Bridge to Terabithia was in there, guys, so.
Because I distinctly remember I tried to start a Pippi Longstocking book club in 2nd grade.
Yeah, so this is clearly our dream here, to start a book club.
So
I really hope we can get enough of you to join us in that, because we'll find some really fun books, especially new books that are coming out, and we can read them together.
Oh, yes.
So, hope we can do that.
But yeah, welcome to Read It Next. And we hope that you enjoy.
That you enjoy our future episodes. Thank you for tuning in to our little banter about who we are, and yeah, that's it.
That's it. Okay, have a good day, guys.